Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchy Ted.
And welcome to another episode of Crate versus Crate. We're going to take a look at the January crates.
Jump down to the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy. Also down there, the links to both RPG Crate and Dungeon Crate, as well as promo codes that you can use for 10% off. Go get your crates.
All right, it's time for the Battle of the Crates. Let's do this.
All right, so we're going to do Dungeon Crate first. As always, I'll toss the card to you.
All right. So, Dungeon Crate. Happy New Year from Dungeon Crate. This box of 2018 debuts are Epic Encounters theme and includes a few choice items we wanted to add to kick the year off right. Right off the top, we got 3D tabletop gaming terrain from Nord Games.
Now, these things are very cool pieces that you can be able to throw, just about anywhere. You got to be careful with them as they are. It looks like plaster. And if you start rubbing them against each other, it's going to fray and crack the cool paint job that's already there.
Yeah, I believe they use what is called their Magic Merlin plaster. And, Nord Games are friends of ours. We've interacted with them quite a bit. Great people over there. And this stuff looks fantastic. If you're doing Theater of the Mind and you just want to put some stuff on the table to kind of give your players an idea, or if you're not using a lot of terrain, you're just using a minimal, you put a couple 3D pieces out like this, it's going to enhance, the dungeon encounter or, maybe your overland terrain, something like that, or in a village. The stuff looks really cool. It's got a really great texture to it as well. Maybe that's weird. I don't know, but I kind of like touching it.
All right, what do we got next?
D20 enameled pin, and that is from 1980. Ooh.
All right, so this is a cool pen. Cool pin. Mine's a red one. D20. You can.
Right.
It's flat, so it'll go up against. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of texture.
Next, we have an Ogre Smasher Mini. This one's from Reaper Miniatures.
This is a nice large size mini. I'm a huge fan of Reaper Minis. I've got a lot and a lot more on its way eventually.
Yeah, this guy is pretty sweet looking. I don't know if he's quite big enough, but he looks pretty awesome. Anyway, single D20 die, Game Science.
So Game Science dice are really awesome. They always say that their stuff is perfectly balanced and what have you.
Unless you get the cast-offs.
Unless you get the cast-offs. But this one's not a reject. This is a nice, cool D20.
Oh, no, it needs a crayon?
Well, a lot of the Game Science dice come that way.
Okay. I wonder if the crayon throws off how they roll, though. Next, we have the Dungeon Crate Patch.
So not everybody's a fan of patches, but being a scout, as I was in the past, I think patches are awesome.
Well, being as I used to be a metalhead, patches are also awesome. Maybe you're a motorcycle enthusiast. They seem to like patches as well.
Motorcycle enthusiast who also likes Dungeon Crate. Works.
So next we have Epic Encounters by Kevin Coffey and the Dungeon Crate team.
Artwork by Dungeon Doodles. Dangers abound in the world. There are fire-breathing dragons, greedy bandits, nasty orcs, evil wizards, and hangry ogres.
Did it say hangry ogres?
It does say hangry ogres. So it's got, this is a set of 20 encounters meant for parties of 5 players, level 1 to 3. Each encounter has an XP value to split among the players and a challenge rating that translates to its appropriate level. So it's a fold out for, little, just boom.
You say 20 encounters?
Yep.
Seems like a lot of encounters for such a small space.
A wizard performing a ritual in seclusion. Guards escorting a prisoner. Tracks leading into the forest.
Oh, okay, those kind of encounters. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. And I love when you have other things that aren't just fighting anyway.
Right. A gold coin and a dragon footprint.
And then finally, we have the digital crate, unless you have other stuff in that
I
box.
do. There's advanced deployment. We have some inspiration tokens, as well as a very cool spiritual weapon for us old hats, grognards, if you will. Spiritual weapon in the old days was always a hammer, because clerics weren't allowed to use swords or things that pierced or
That's
slashed.
pretty sweet.
And as I said, some inspiration tokens, because you always got to be able to give those things out.
So they stuck that stuff in there. It's not on the list.
Oh, so the inspiration tokens, it just says inspiration top and bottom. and it's got the Dungeon Crate logo on there.
Now, we find them very handy in our games, having physical replications, because a lot of times otherwise we forget to give them out as GMs. Also, our bards find the bardic inspirations ones really useful as well, because it helps them remember to give out bardic inspiration.
Not a bad haul. Let's see what is in RPG Crate. RPG Crate presents Dungeons, January 2018. Crate number 18. Ooze, slime, jelly, and pudding. Welcome to month 6 of our second season, Adventures on the Open Road. This month, the open road takes us to a dried-up river and long-forgotten sunken tower. What lies beneath? Venture forward and embrace your inner explorer. So first thing, we get the exclusive RPG Crate t-shirt.
Hey, this thing looks pretty sweet even before I was able to take it out. Like, it's a gelatinous cube with its victims and some treasure in there.
The best part is he cleans up after himself. So next we have Dungeon Morph Dice.
These are pretty sweet. I've seen these before, and basically you just roll them, and from that you can put together your own dungeon, randomly generated.
By Inkwell Ideas, just when you thought this dungeon couldn't get any more random. 5 random dungeon generating device. And what's cool about them is they are just a generic D6 as well. So somewhere on there is the number 1 through 6.
So you can use them as dice.
So you can use them as regular dice, as well as, rolling them to determine what your dungeon looks like. We have by Effin' Cool Minis, Premier Metal Miniatures.
This is really cool. It looks like we got some mushroom people, man.
Do you know the Mushroom Man? He is a curious fellow that kind of grows on you. Pendleton the Mushroom Man and Pendleton's 2 young brothers.
So you get 3 minis out of here. It's pretty sweet. They look cool.
Dungeon of Doom 2-in-1 by Frog God Games.
All right, Dungeon of Doom, Pyramid of Amra, Jungle Ruins. This looks really cool. It's a soft back, black and white, but there's got a lot of stuff in here. Frog God Games, another friend, Nerdarchy friend. They're everywhere. We've expanded and we've reached everywhere. Although I do not actually see page numbers where I would tell you how many pages are in here, but I can see that there's a bunch.
So, as Dave says, by Frog God Games, 2 modules in 1 from the Masters of Design, 1 for 5th level and 1 for 12th level. The Pyramid of Amra and the Jungle Ruins of Madaro Shanti. Always thrown in are the cool little cards that have recipes and encounters on them. What do we get this time?
We actually have 2 this time. Dungeon Bites, Bits, and Other Things, Gelatinous Crunch. The ingredients and instructions how to make it. Then you have the little encounter on the other side with a gelatinous cube as well as a dungeon map. The other one is Slime Pit Munch. And again, same format as the other one. But we're going to have Orchard Jelly and again, a different map. Oh, this map actually looks a little bit like it's a sword or an axe or something. So when I look at it, it looks really cool. And, you get a little bit of black and white art on here. It's pretty sweet.
So a little dessert would be nice. Just make sure it's dead before it's served, okay? Then lastly, we have Adventures on the Open Road. It's like the ground swallowed the lake. We're only alive because of the rain.
So, you know what? This is a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. We only get the little bookmark piece, the picture on one of them. But of course, we're going to get all the other good stuff, and that means there's more room for text. Each of them also has, the maps on there, and they take up about a little bit more than a quarter of the page. We've got Levittown Lake Tower. We got the Ancient Crypt. Actually, it's just Ancient Crypt. And we've got 4 corners. So it looks like we're actually getting more text on 2 of these. So that means more adventure.
So as you may or may not be aware, I run that adventure, in a condensed version once a month on the channel. It's usually the 4th Friday of the month. This one happens to be 7th level, so we're finally getting up there. The early adventures were keeping them down in the low levels, and slowly we've seen a rise at 5th level, 6th level. Now we're up to 7th. So I'm excited to see what my players do on that one.
So as always, guys, we got a place where you can tell us which crate you like better, and that is down in the comments below. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
While you're down there, don't forget to check the links to both crates and go sign up today.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.